Let's take a look at some of the gas laws that we've seen before and see how we can interpret it in terms of kinetic molecular theory. Boyle's law, if you remember, it says at constant temperature, a smaller volume would mean a higher pressure, a bigger volume would mean a lower pressure, right? Pressure and volume are inversely proportional, so PV is a constant at a given temperature. So how do we explain this in terms of kinetic molecular theory? Well, think of it this way. If your volume is smaller, then your molecules will have less distance to travel between collisions, okay? And so they're going to have more frequent collisions with the walls, then that would lead to higher pressure, which is what we observe, okay? Hamilton's law. Hamilton's law says that for a given volume, pressure is directly proportional to temperature. The higher the temperature, the higher the pressure. Well, how do we explain that? Well, if you look at a fixed volume, okay, if you have higher temperature, you're going to have faster speed, okay? Faster speed then would mean more frequent collisions with the walls, and because the acceleration will also be larger because you have v final minus v initial, the magnitude of the velocities would be larger, you're going to have more force exerted on the wall. Not only are you going to have more frequent collisions with the walls, each collision is going to exert a stronger force on the wall that would lead to higher pressure. And Charles' law, how do we explain that? Well, first we look at Hamilton's law. We say that the higher temperature would lead to higher pressure, right? So if you want to maintain the same pressure, then we're going to have to increase the volume to reduce the collision frequency. So that would explain Charles' law. Avogadro's law, same temperature and pressure, volume is directly proportional to the number of moles. Okay? How do we explain that using kinetic molecular theory? Well, more particles you have, the more collisions with the wall. Okay, so if you want, say if you have a fixed volume container, okay, the number of moles will be directly proportional to the pressure. If you want to if you increase moles, pressure has to increase. If you want to maintain the pressure, you'll have to make your container bigger, okay, to maintain that pressure.